go through set builder notation. Okay, I'm going to zoom in for number 1. We're still doing domain and range. This one's a little bit different as far as the way it's written. When we're talking about the domain x, we say x such that. And when we're talking about range, we say y such that. And with set builder notation, we use what we call these brackets. Not sure what the real name of the bracket is. And then we use x and y with bars for such that. X such that, y such that. And we are going to use inequality signs. So we're going to be using all of this in set builder notation. So same thing, domain is from left to right. So we're going to use this little bracket. The domain, it's going to start from this end at -7. So -7, and it's a whole, so it's less than, oops, excuse me. Erase this. All right. X such that -7, it's got a whole, is less than x. Now we're going to this point here, which is at 5, and it's a solid circle, so it's going to be less than or equal to 5. Close the bracket. Now for range, we're going to put a little bracket again. We're doing y such that, now from bottom to top, at the bottom it's at -4. It's solid, so it's going to be less than or equal to y, and it's going to end up here at a solid circle on the top at +6. So less than or equal to 6. Close the bracket. Number 2, we have open circle, open circle. So domain x such that, it starts right here from left to right at -1, is less than, because it's an open circle, x, which is less than, and it stops at this point at +2. Close your bracket. Now range, bottom to top, open circle, -1. So bracket y such that -1 is less than y, which is less than 3. So it goes from -1 to +3. Number 3, our domain x such that, now it's an open circle at -5, -6. -6, open circle, less than x, and it's going to this solid circle, which is at 1, 2, 3. So from -6 to 3, and it's a solid circle, so it's going to be equal to 3. Close the bracket. Now we're doing range. The range is y such that it is from -2, solid, and it's going to go to the top point, which is at 6, and it's solid, so less than or equal to 6. Close the bracket. On number 4, okay, now this one has an arrow and an arrow here, so there's really no starting point or ending point for this domain. So the domain x such that x is any real number. Close the bracket. So x can be any real number. The range is y such that Now notice on the range, it is starting at 1. It's solid. Y is less than or equal to, and it stops here at 6. Okay, on number 5, let me see if I can focus this real quick. All right, on number 5, the domain, it moves from -5, -6, -6. So the domain is x such that -6, it's solid, less than or equal to x, and it goes to +6, less than or equal to 6, because it's a solid circle. Close the bracket. Now the range is y such that this is -8. It's a solid, so less than or equal to y, and again it's solid at -2, less than or equal to -2. Close the bracket. And number 6. Again, we have the arrows, so that means it can be any real number. So for the domain is x such that x is any real number. So again, that's whenever you have the arrow to identify that it can be any real number. And the range, y, such that y, it's got an arrow and an arrow, so that means it's not stopping, so is any real number. Close the bracket. And you guys are working all of the back, which is number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.